we will be comparing two of the hottest middleweight naked bikes at the moment. The new 2024 Duke 990, which is making waves as the biggest parallel twin in the middleweight class, blurring the lines between middleweight and full-blown leader bikes against the freshly updated 2024 Yamaha MT-09, a renowned name that's been holding its ground since it was first introduced 10 years ago. Starting with power output, the Duke is capable of producing a staggering 123 horsepower at the crank, which is 4 more ponies than the MT-09, and peaks at 500 RPM lower. Torque-wise, the MT, which stands for Master of Torque, must admit defeat to the Duke in the torque showdown, churning out 10 Nm less, or roughly 10% lower than the KTM. Plus, the Duke hits its peak torque at a slightly lower RPM. Regarding the weight, the more powerful Duke is surprisingly lighter than the MT, tipping the scale at 190 kilograms in ready-to-ride state with a filled fuel tank, while the MT weighs 3 kilos heavier under the same condition. Ultimately, with more power and less weight, there comes a higher power-to-weight ratio, with the Duke dominating the MT with around a 5% higher power-to-weight ratio. Now, let's delve deeper into what lies under the skin to understand what makes the Duke more powerful. The Duke is powered by a liquid-cooled parallel twin engine that has a unique 285-degree crank that sets it apart from other parallel twins on the market. Unlike the more common 180-degree crank on the Ninja 650 or the 270-degree crank on the MT-07 or RS660, which has a 90-degree crank pin offset, KTM equipped the Duke with a crank pins that has 75-degree offset for a regular 285-degree and 435-degree firing intervals, providing similar engine characteristics and sound like its bigger brother, the Super Duke, which has a 75-degree twin engine. On the other hand, the MT-09 is powered by a liquid-cooled inline-3 engine that has more cylinder count, but has smaller capacity, precisely 57cc smaller than the Duke, which is the main reason why the MT is less powerful. And on top of that, the Duke also has a pretty high compression ratio, 13.5 to 1, compared to MT's 11.5 to 1. Other than that, there is not much of a major difference between them. They have a DOHC setup with 4 valves per cylinder for the valve train and a 6-speed wet clutch with an assist and slipper for transmission. Then, as for fuel capacity, the Duke has a slightly larger tank than the MT, and for consumption, the Duke, which has a bigger engine but fewer cylinder, is gulping less fuel per 100 kilometers than the Yamaha, around 6% lower. While the MT may not excel in performance, it compensates by offering a greater array of features. Starting with the basics, both are equipped with ABS brakes, IMU, and ride-by-wire throttle with multiple power modes. Then, while the MT includes the majority of features as standard, KTM continues its habit of pre-installing all kinds of tech and features on their bikes, but software locks them, so you need to pay extra to unlock most of its features. The MT comes with adjustable traction control and wheelie control as standard, while for the Duke, traction and wheelie control are tied to the riding modes and cannot be adjusted individually unless you pay for the optional performance package. The same thing goes for quickshifter and cruise control, which are standard on the MT and optional features for the Duke. Launch control is not available on the MT, while the KTM offers it as an add-on within the performance package. Slide control and backslip regulator are available only on the MT, and on the dash, both bikes are fitted with a TFT display. Lastly, smartphone connectivity features are included as standard on the MT via the Yamaha My Ride app and available as an option on the Duke via the KTM Connect app. Notably, all of the aforementioned KTM optional features are available for free, but only for the first 1,500 kilometers offered in a demo mode. After that, you can choose whether to purchase the optional software features or continue riding without them. This is a smart yet controversial move by KTM, as experiencing the bells and whistles in the demo mode might get you hooked and eventually entice you to buy the optional add-on features that you are already getting used to having. When it comes to chassis, the MT retains the same perimeter aluminum frame from the previous gen, while the Duke features an all-new redesigned steel tube frame with a focus on increased stiffness, but still made from the same chrome molybdenum alloy, known for its superior strength and lighter weight compared to conventional steel. As for the forks, the MT is equipped with a 41mm Kaiba upside-down fork that has a full range of adjustability, while the Duke features a 43mm upside-down fork from WP, which is owned by KTM, that offers only rebound and compression adjustment. At the rear, both the MT and the Duke are equipped with a monoshock that has adjustable preload and rebound. Then, for braking power, they are fitted with 4-piston radial-mounted calipers, with Advic supplying the brakes for the Yamaha. While the KTM also appears to get the same brake calipers as the previous gen, the J1 calipers with the KTM brand on them, with both the MT's and KTM's calipers biting on almost similar disc brakes diameter. In terms of tires, both have identical tire sizes of 120mm on the front and 180mm on the rear, and both are also fitted with the same Bridgestone S22 tires. As for the wheelbase, the Duke is slightly stretched than the MT, precisely by 46mm more. Then, in terms of seat height, they both share the same height of 825mm. And lastly, regarding the price, the MT comes in at $10,599, while for the Duke, the official price hasn't been announced yet, though some sources suggest the MSRP will come in at around $12,500.